what you want. My niggas gon' blow at you. Yeah, my niggas gon' blow at your down.
Alright, so check this out, B+ gang. It is not looking so good for our boy Playboi Carti's career right now. Because in reality, right now, Cardi is being faced with misdemeanor assault charges for an altercation he had on tour in Utah, of all places, Utah. So stick around to the end of this video to find out exactly how he got here in the first place, and also for a warm sugar cookie. So Jordan Carter, or Playboi Carti, is no stranger to controversy, even here on this channel. In one of my previous videos, I even talked about how Cardi has basically built up this pattern of behavior that shows that he is not exactly the best person behind the scenes and in his personal life. And it seems like with every passing day that goes on, the things that I said in that video just keep getting more true by the day. It's like I'm like standing on a rock looking into the stars and seeing the future or some shit. But Cardi is facing even more backlash than usual as of recent, now that he's being charged with this misdemeanor case. Now Cardi has no shortage of enemies and is notorious in the streets of Atlanta, but funnily enough, in this situation, there were no ops to be found in this equation. This all stems from a retelling of events from the alleged victim of that night, who happened to be Cardi's limo driver. All the parties in question include Playboi Carti, his current girlfriend Gio, Cardi's limo driver, and Cardi's head of security. It might sound like a lot, but it's only 4 perspectives to really keep track of. So Cardi's driver claims that while he was driving Cardi and his entourage from a location to a new location, things would get heated in the back of the limo between Cardi and Gio. They were allegedly arguing about business of all things, and Cardi allegedly threatened to beat up both his girlfriend and the limo driver because of how this argument was going. Things then escalated to the point where Cardi allegedly hit Gio in the chest, which made the driver panic and pull over on the highway. Now the driver says that he didn't actually see Cardi put his hands on her, but he did see her hunched over and holding her chest. And while the driver's pulled over, he's desperately trying to de-escalate things, you know? He's trying to see if he can get Cardi and Gio to ride in separate cars and like separate them, calling multiple people on Cardi's team to see what he could do. And I'm assuming he had to get out of the car to do this. He was probably pacing back and forth because that's when he says Playboi Carti sucker punched him. And this would happen as Gio was exiting the vehicle, which is an important detail that you should probably keep in mind for later. That beating he received left him with a bruised face, a swollen jaw, and you know, just some good old disorientation. Thankfully, Cardi's head of security stepped in and stopped the fight, but damn, dude. I feel like this is one of those situations that is like entirely avoidable. And it sounded like one of those situations where Cardi's ego really lets him think that he's able to just put his hands on anybody. The driver says that there was another limo driver who was there who can corroborate his story, and while the man is definitely gonna lawyer up as he should, I mean, if Playboi Carti put his hands on me, first thing I'm doing is popping out to Morgan & Morgan. But this driver, man, he's built different, okay? He says his main concern is, and I quote, ensuring that Cardi doesn't hurt anyone else, including his girlfriend. Meanwhile, Cardi's team hasn't even released an official statement as of the recording of this video. All we got is a flimsy Instagram story from Gio saying fake news, which also, funnily enough, is a really good segue into our next topic here. All of the disinformation and fake narratives going on. Because, you know, now that this story has come out and gained some traction, everyone's got their own takes, their own cup of tea on the whole thing. But if we follow the pattern of behavior that Cardi has been laying down for years, this honestly just makes sense, and it is in character for him. I've seen Cardi fans in the comment sections literally going to war, saying that this is all some kind of smear campaign, like Rock Nation must be afoot or something. But in reality, if you take a critical lens to what the limo driver was saying, it all lines up. We have even more details coming from that night from the actual police that intervened after this altercation would go down. So this article reads, responding deputies noted redness on the left side of the driver's lower jaw. On the left lower jaw, you could see redness consistent with physical contact. There was also a line between the knuckles. The driver was still shaken up, but was free to leave the area. And then apparently the deputies also spoke with Cardi and the 2 others, and I'm gonna be completely fucking honest here. Their whole story falls apart immediately. Gang, this is an amorphous blob. There is no consistency going on here. Gio said that she was the one who hit the driver because he quote unquote got in her business. The security guard said that he elbowed the driver using a martial arts move. No, I did not just make that shit up. And Cardi said that he punched the driver for stopping in a weird place. Cardi was then issued a citation for assault. He reportedly asked if there was a way to quote unquote take care of this now after he received that citation. Like, brother, this is assault, not a parking ticket. You can't just drop cash and walk away. And I mean, it's kind of obvious here that Gio and the security guard were trying to take on that blame for him because, you know, Cardi is the heart of their operation. He's like their boss, essentially. But then ultimately, Cardi would just own up to it all on his own. But it's funny because the one thing that they didn't deny and the thing that's consistent across all of their stories is that somebody hit this poor limo driver, and bro was literally just trying to do his job without any domestic dispute going on. And he truly did the best thing in this situation because it was either stop the car and try to de-escalate things or be privy to the information that you're witnessing a guy literally up his girlfriend in the backseat of your limo. The blatant lies from Cardi's side made people just lose trust in his version completely, especially when you look at the pattern of behavior that, you know, we keep bringing up in this video. This is the guy that famously skipped the birth of his first son to play PlayStation with Lil Uzi. Like, come on, let's be honest here. Fans are not only pointing out the fact that he's showing that same behavior again, but it's literally almost like every woman who's been with Cardi has a Cardi story.
This has been a whole long-running thing, okay? Playboi Carti, you know, he's a skinny, scrawny dude, you know, not really putting up too much fight against any real dudes, but, you know, apparently for years and years and years, he does like to get physical when it comes to females. This is 8 years ago. He was arrested at LAX for domestic battery. This is another one. This is 3 years ago. Playboi Carti allegedly choked pregnant girlfriend and was arrested on a felony charge. This is the whole TMZ article. Playboi Carti arrested on felony assault charge, allegedly choked his pregnant girlfriend. And that's his mugshot, like a real clown. Playboi Carti was arrested in Georgia for allegedly choking his pregnant girlfriend following an argument over a paternity test. Was actually found guilty in the United Kingdom of assault, okay? This time it's not on a woman, okay? Thank God this time it's not a woman. At the JP court in Dumfries, he was found guilty of charges of damaging the tour bus and assaulting the driver. He just loves punching up women and drivers. Just women and drivers, man. That's all it is. Never the ops. Iggy Azalea, his other baby mum, popped out, all right, they had a son in 2020, and she accused the rapper of serial abuse of women. And I believe her, man. Been there, done that, warned you, Azalea said. 2, they're saying that Trippie Redd was actually the first person to show him love after the incident. You know what I'm saying? They're saying it's a full show of force. People are, keep your head up, man. Thank you, Trip. We're going diamond, man. We're going rage. Can't wait to shift the culture with you again. If we're shifting the culture to a culture where you can just abuse women, then this is really the first person to defend him after beating his girlfriend, and the incident is crazy. Beat up a pregnant woman, then headlined one of the biggest festivals of the year. How? But people are saying if every rapper with a domestic violence allegation and conviction was cancelled, we wouldn't have any music. This is nothing new. Nobody's saying he a good person, but we need the album, all right? Everybody lining up. Got me mad as hell, so I slapped the bitch. Genius annotation says Playboi Carti beats women. 92 upvotes. Everyone is in agreement.
And with all of this building up and coming together, it makes me really think. Without any of those past incidents that happened, people probably wouldn't have been taking this Utah thing very seriously. Even now, Cardi's core fan base isn't really taking it seriously. But people are starting to genuinely become concerned for Gio. Because if this limo driver incident says anything, then she might genuinely be in an abusive situation, especially when it comes out that she told cops that she was the one that hit the driver, instead of doing anything sensible like telling the truth or blaming security, who kind of has a jurisdiction to do violence or self-defense. Like, in all honesty, this is textbook abuse behavior, shielding the abuse from any type of criticism because it might come back on them. And y'all know that I am the last person to speculate on someone's relationship, but at a certain point you gotta just believe what your eyes and ears are telling you. So yeah, I can understand the perspective of people that are saying that they are done with Cardi. Honestly, I think that's the only correct take here, because in truth, I really haven't even seen a single solid defense that comes from a Cardi fan that actually holds up. It's always these two things that I keep seeing. A, I don't care, that's his business and I'm still gonna keep listening to his music. Or B, Gio already said it's fake news, why are you guys spreading misinformation? Like, bro, this is some real smooth brain activity going on right here. These type of fans and people can't be convinced, they can't be saved. It's just sad. And this is coming from someone who literally grew up listening to Cardi before it was a cool thing to do, but I just have to say that the way these new gen fans especially ride this man is wild and needs to be studied. While I'm a huge fan of his music, I don't think he's anyone to idolize or put on a pedestal like he's some god among men, especially when he's out here showing his thong off and putting his hands on women. Allegedly. But hey, what do you think about all this? I haven't seen anyone seriously defending his side, and you know, the limo driver's story checks out. So what does Cardi do now? The ball is in his court, but from where I'm sitting, his public image is already taking a massive hit. Then again, Cardi did say that he's uncancelable, so I guess that we'll just have to wait and see, won't we? Whatever the case, the best way to let me know is down in those comments. As you guys know, I read each and every single one, and if you've made it this far into the video, consider dropping a like or even subscribing for more goated content on the B+ channel. And with that being said, I'll see you guys on the next one.